Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an advice video, which is something quite new and different for me to film, but I'm excited to start this kind of series. I'm going to be doing one every couple of months or so. I have screenshotted some of your messages on my phone and I'm basically just going to be answering them and giving the best advice I can. Do bear in mind that I'm only 16, maybe some of this advice might be different if you are older and maybe you give different advice, etc. But if you do have any advice for any of the people in this video, please leave it in the comments and I will send it over to them if I feel like it would help them. So yeah, feel free to leave any comments helping anyone out. I would really appreciate that, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below and subscribe if you are new. I would really appreciate it, and yeah, let's get on with it. So I moved to the side so I can put like the messages up here. Don't worry, they will all be anonymous. That's the whole point of this video, that everything's anonymous, so there is no no one will know it was you if you want to ask anything personal. Any advice on balancing boyfriends on your own friends? I love them all and I don't want to make any of them upset. Come up with a balance between seeing each of them. At the end of the day, your friends are very important. It's very important to keep your friends even when you are in a relationship. No matter how much trust there is in the relationship, it's very important to keep your friends and to kind of share out time between the two. Obviously it's nice to have a relationship and to spend time with that person, but it was also important to have your own friends and to have time with them too. I would just have a chat with both your boyfriend and your friends and just be like, look, I might not be able to always do things just because I want to spend my time with both of you. Basically just try and explain it to them, because once they understand that perhaps you're not going to always go on every single outing or meet up with them every single time, that's going to come easier and you're not going to make any of them upset if they are your friends. I'm sure they will understand, and just kind of chat with them and let them know how you're feeling, because it is hard to balance different relationships in your life, and I think it's very important to keep that very balanced and not prioritise one over the other, because boyfriends and friends are just as important as one another. So the next question is, how do you cope with not really having any close friends or being in a friend group, and how do you not let people who don't like you control your thoughts? You will find different friends in different areas of your life, and I think it's really important to make friends with a lot of different people, and then you can see, look, okay, maybe being friends with this person isn't making me very happy, or being friends with this person is making me really happy, and weigh up your time with different people. Don't let yourself be limited to one friend, because I've done that in the past and it hurts a lot if something goes wrong in that friendship. It's not bad that you don't have a close friend yet. The thing is, as you grow older, it's so easy to be like, okay, I've got my best friend and everything, but a lot of people who say they are best friends are not. Keep your friends wide and just have loads of different variation within your friends. Don't rely on one person too much, just purely because if you do, then if you're in an argument with someone, that's when it could really hurt you, and I think it's really important to just keep your options open. If you haven't found the right friends that you want to be really close with, then don't force it. Just try and find a way that you are happy. It doesn't matter that you don't have a really close friend right now, and you will find someone who you really click with and you really want to have a close friendship with, so don't be too worried about that. Okay, so now moving on to the how not to let people who don't like you control your thoughts. Personally, I've had a lot of experience with this. People have been horrible, and I have been that type of person who takes everything to heart. I'm not so much anymore, but I used to be. See that you're worth more than a little comment that someone said. If someone says something malicious, it's usually to either make themselves feel better or to just bring you down. And I know it's really horrible thinking that someone would want to hurt you or want to make themselves more superior, but there's some horrible people in this world. I think it's really important to not compare yourself to others, for one, and also to keep a very positive mindset towards yourself. I think it's very easy nowadays to compare yourself to others and to kind of be unhappy with certain parts of yourself just because of social media and other people and what they say. I think it's easy to let what people say take over your life, and sometimes it's easier to do that than to try and sort that thought out in your brain. Realise that you're worth more than a comment, you're worth more than what people think you're like, because the people who are closest to you know exactly what you're like. And okay, if there's something that maybe needs to change, it's nice if someone close to you would say that, but be aware of who's saying it and what their intentions are. Okay, also I just want to say while I'm here, my computer is literally overheating really badly right now, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. Yeah, okay. Personally, it's very easy to let people control what you think, and to kind of stop that, I usually make a joke out of things. I'm that person who, if someone says something horrible to you, I will joke about it, because that's the way that I just like brush it off and I'm like, oh, that was funny today, rather than that was a horrible comment. It's really hard to answer because obviously everyone's situation is different, but you've just got to realise that people are jealous, people do want to put others down, and it's horrible to think that people would want to do that. But there are some not very nice people in this world, and there's always going to be people who don't like you, don't like what you're doing, and don't support you, and I think that is inevitable. The people who are saying these things are those type of people, and to be fair, they shouldn't have an influence on your life. The only people who should have an influence is yourself, mainly, and the people who are close to you and whose opinions you trust. And you know yourself best. Don't change the perspective of yourself just because someone else says something. Everyone's going to make up things. People are just going to say things they don't mean to make themselves feel better, so do not put yourself down. I spent ages on that one, I'm sorry. Wow. I always get left out of things at school when I feel like I don't have any true friends. What should I do? I've been in that situation before, and it's very important to kind of remove yourself from that situation if you feel uncomfortable. I know it's really hard to do, and I know it's really hard to find new friends and do different things, but just talk to more people. Don't limit yourself to that group of people. I understand where you're coming from. I understand not feeling like you fit in. I felt like that for a lot of my life, and I think it's very important to realise that these people may not be the people you are meant to be with or be friends with, etc. You will meet your true friends even if they're not right now, and just get involved with different people. Try and spread out your friendship groups and just find the people who you feel comfortable and who you feel you click with. Moving to different groups or changing your mind about different things can be really, really difficult, but necessary. While we're on this point, I just want to say that if you do need anyone to speak to, I'm on my Instagram account quite a lot, so my DMs, if you want to DM me and chat, I'm open to DMs. It might take me a while to respond, but I will do my absolute best, I promise. Never feel alone. You always have someone who cares about you. A lot of teenagers feel like they shouldn't show their emotions or be friends with certain people to fit in at school. Don't think that there's no one who you fit in with. Perhaps they just are finding it hard to fit in with people too and don't want to speak to new people in fear. You only really need a couple of true friends, not a massive group, so don't worry yourself over everything. Toxic friendships. So I have had a fair few of toxic friendships in my lifetime. So I have quite a bit of advice for this one. If these toxic friendships are affecting your mental health, that is when you need to make a change, because your mental health and physical health is so important. People can definitely affect both of these things, and it's easy to brush it aside and be like, oh no, it's just me, but it's not. It's a mixture of different things, and if you feel very overwhelmed by certain people, then they're not the people for you. They're not the people who you feel comfortable around. So find different people, keep your options open as I said earlier, and just be friends with a lot of different people from different groups. You never know. People who you thought you might not be friends with or just didn't think you had anything in common, you might have more in common than you think. So don't rule anyone out. Don't be like, oh, I can't be friends with them because this person doesn't like them. Be friends with who you want to be friends with. Everyone is always going to have a different opinion. So you look, okay, I'll be friends with whoever I want to be friends with, and not to let other people influence who you're friends with and who you're not. It's very, very easy to be like, oh well, I'm not going to be friends with this person because it will offend this person. No. If you want to be friends with someone, be friends with them, whether they're in this group or that group, whatever group they're in, whatever situation it is. If you want to speak to someone, do it. Do what you want to do and don't be afraid to do it either. I would say toxic friendships, it's better to leave them as soon as you can. But also, the people who you are friends with may not realise what they're doing is hurting you or being toxic to your mental health, etc. So maybe just chat with them and be like, look, what you're doing is really toxic to me and I really don't like it. Some people can be so oblivious to certain things they are doing, so don't feel like they are doing it on purpose. They're not always doing it on purpose. They might just not be aware that it is hurting you or affecting you. Next one is, how do you stay positive at ticks? Wow. The next one is how to stay positive, tips and tricks, please. Well, done it. You're not always going to be positive. That is the thing about life. You're never going to always be this massively positive person. But it is very important to have a more positive outlook on life. I know it's not always possible and I know there are different situations for everyone. I think the main thing is to realise how lucky you are to be where you are. Okay, maybe there's certain areas of your life that aren't as perfect. Everyone's life is different. There are always areas that you should be grateful for. Life is a great thing and I think it's very important to realise that and to appreciate that, because some people don't have privileges that you may have. Do things that make you happy, and if you don't know what they are yet, that is totally okay. Say yes to more things. That is something I've been doing a lot recently, and just be yourself, do what you want to do, and don't be afraid to say no. It's very easy to go along with things, especially when you're in like your teenage years, young adult years, but it's okay not to want to do something your friend's doing, etc. Just say no and be honest with yourself and with your friends. Just be yourself. Do what you want to do and don't be afraid to live your life as you. So yeah, that would be what I would say. This is something that I relate to a lot. So, need advice on how to make new friends at college. All my friends from secondary aren't going to my college, so I'll be all alone. So how do I make nice friends in such a big college when I'm all on my own? I totally get this. I am actually going to a college next year rather than a sixth form, and a lot of my friends are going to different places. There's a couple people I think going to my college with me. You're going into this new environment, you never know who you're going to meet. You can meet your best friend, you never know. So just walk in with an open mind, be nice to everyone, start with small talk, and you'll see people who you have a lot in common with very quickly. So just talk to those people. There will be a lot of people in the same situation as you are in, so don't feel like you are the only one, because even if people look like they're in friendship groups as they walk in, they might not actually be friends. So just walk in with an open mind, make friends as you go along, and I know it's really hard to make friends in a new environment, but there is always going to be someone who's in a similar situation to you. Walk in, if you see someone on their own, go over and say hi, make everyone feel comfortable. Not everyone does feel comfortable at the start of the year. It is great to be in a new environment and just to experience new things without the same people who you've been with for, like, say, a few years. Could you maybe give some advice on talking to friends about anxiety? I often don't go to parties or days out with my friends if I'm feeling anxious, but I can never explain it. I totally relate, for one. Yeah, anxiety and mental health in general is it's a topic that not many people like to talk about because it's hard and it's not something that everyone understands. If they are your friends, they will understand or try to understand, and if they don't understand, they're not your friends, and I think you need to find other people who do understand or want to understand. I would say at least you're staying true to yourself and doing things that you want to do. But if they are your friends and they want to understand and they want to know, just talk to them about it and be like, look, okay, I can't meet up today, I would love to, but I feel really anxious today and I'm just not in the right mindset to meet up. And if they're like, oh, okay, that's fine, then they're your friends. But if they have a problem with it, then they're just not. You need to find people who you feel comfortable saying no around as well. Okay, so my camera just decided to stop recording, which was fun. So now I did answer like 2, but I'm gonna have to quickly answer them now because I've just spent like 20 minutes answering them and realised that it didn't record. So, the guy I like a lot is with another girl. I admitted feelings for him and he said he really liked me back, but he was getting with this girl when he said that. He said he would love to meet up, but not whilst he's with that girl, and it's not fair, which is chill and fair enough. However, he messages me sometimes and we click so well and talk, and yeah, I don't know, there's something there, I think. I don't know what to do because I really like him, but he's with another girl at the moment. They don't seem to be really happy though, because I asked him and he found it kind of boring. This is a really difficult situation. If he was really invested into you and liked you a lot, he would make a change in his own relationship and be like, look, I am having feelings for someone else, can we break up? Or whatever. Obviously not like that, maybe not like that, but maybe just say to him, look, okay, if you really like me, make a change, because him saying that is leading you on a lot. And I think if you just kind of make a change and be like, look, if you don't like me, fine. If you do, make a change, because I don't know where I stand. And I think it's really important to know where you stand with certain people. And in this situation, it's really important to, one, respect the girl's privacy, because it's not nice when you're described to someone else as boring. Clearly, he's not happy in the relationship. If he was, he wouldn't be saying this. If he makes a change, that shows that he likes you, but there's clearly not trust in the relationship between him and the other girl if he's not able to be like, okay, let's meet up. Like, do you know what I mean? But then everyone's different, every relationship is different. So, yeah, I would definitely just talk to him about it and be like, look, change something or I'm gone. I'm joking, don't say that. Okay, so I feel really self-conscious around my friends because they're all developed and all look beautiful, and I feel really out of place. I know they don't mind it, but I do. How do you stop comparing yourself to others in the perfect body social media has created? This is personally a very important topic. Like, I feel very strongly about this topic, so I'm not going to like go into like, wow, like education mode. I will be doing like a whole video on like body confidence, etc. If I have time, I'm not too sure whether I'll be able to link them straight away, but I have got a couple of videos that I have watched on body confidence, and I will do my best to link them in the description box. If I haven't, let me know and I will link them as soon as I possibly can. See that every single person's body is different. Your body is the way it is because it needs to function, and if you start trying to change it too much, that's when your physical health and mental health becomes very damaged. I think you just got to see, look, okay, these people maybe are a bit more developed than me, and maybe I like their bodies quite a lot and maybe I don't like my own, but they could be thinking, oh, I wish I had her body, I wish I had this body like this. And a lot of people compare themselves to others on social media, and it's totally normal to compare yourself, but that doesn't mean you should. You're your own person. You have your own body, your own mind. Every single thing about you is different to the next person. Your body maybe isn't at the stage someone else's body is. That's okay, and that doesn't mean that you are any less worthy or any less pretty. You are beautiful as you are. As cringe as that sounds, you are. This is kind of a thing that's been shadowed a bit in society, and it's more like, you're beautiful if you have this or if you do this, and you've just got to realise that trends change, and I don't think body shapes and everything should even be a trend in the first place. I think it's awful that people even like make it a trend. You just got to realise that your body is your own. Only post what they want to post, and I think that is something that is a very important message. There are going to be outtakes that do not look like they do on their Instagram. So I think just make sure that you are healthy. That is the most important thing. Not how you look. There are so many different types of healthy. People can be healthy at any weight. Just be like, look, okay, I'm beautiful the way I am, and okay, maybe these people look slightly different to me, and maybe they might have something that I would really want, but it's your body. You can't change that to a certain extent. A lot is based on genes, and say like certain people might develop earlier, certain people might develop quite late, but that is perfectly normal, that is okay, and don't feel like you are the only one. There are so many people who are in the exact same situation. I need advice on starting a YouTube. I'm scared people in school will find out. I'm scared they'll make fun of me, but I really want to start a YouTube. What should I do? Do what you want to do. Start a YouTube if you want to start a YouTube, and don't be afraid of what people are going to think. I started my YouTube because I wanted to, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. And there were people at the beginning who didn't support it and made fun of me and said different things, and there's always going to be people who don't support you and don't like what you're doing, and that is okay. People might make fun, but as long as you are doing what you want to do, that's all that matters. You only live once, and I think just take every opportunity as it comes. If you want to do YouTube, do it. Do what you want to do, and don't feel like you shouldn't do something because no one else is doing it, or people will say certain things. Never be afraid to do what you want to do, because otherwise that's only something that you're holding back. It could have been something amazing that you're not doing. People make fun, let them. It says more about them than it says about you. Don't let the hate stop you from doing something. No matter what it is, whether it's YouTube, whether it's a sport, whether it's anything in life, don't let people stop you from doing different things, because you're your own person, and if people are trying to stop you, that is only for their selfish needs. They don't want you to get successful because they want to be successful, and that is a horrible thing to think about. Just be yourself as well. If you're going to start YouTube, don't start it with an expectation or with like, oh, I've got to be like this person because that's what's get the views, that's what's get the subscribers. No, don't start a YouTube channel with the impression that you have to do a certain thing. Make videos you want to make. If that's not every week, that is fine. Do what you want to do, make them whenever you want to make them, and film what you want to film, do what you want to do, and yeah, be yourself, do you. Okay, I don't really know why I moved to the side in that video, but we're just gonna roll with it. I will be doing a lot of different parts of this video, one every like 1.5 to 2 months, so stay tuned for those videos. And if you want to get involved next time or get involved with any of my other videos where you ask me questions, ask me things, I give you advice, etc. I did receive a lot of DMs asking for advice, and I'm really sorry that I couldn't give advice to every single person. I'll be doing a lot more of these because I think it's really important to spread certain messages that maybe I wouldn't spread if I didn't make these videos. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe if you are new. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!
Put your head on